Hello, hello, hello. All right, so I guess before anything else, let's just talk about the obvious, the state of the world, the fucking crazy mess. I'm not even joking. I feel like every day I wake up and there's something different, and I don't know. I do want to say, though, that I really try my best to get my information from sources other than the obvious ones that they're feeding us at news conferences and press releases. And if you do spend any time kind of digging, like I find here in America at least, I don't know about other places, but like, now they're finally starting to tell people to wear masks, and they're starting to talk about like cleaning your groceries and just different things that we in my family have been doing for a while because I was reading medical journals and reports from other countries and not just kind of going on what our leadership was telling us. So I do want to say, inform yourself as best you can, get the information as best you can, and make your own decisions and keep yourself safe. If you are going overboard, chances are you're just doing what you should be doing in the first place. And I would rather be overboard than not careful enough, right? I hope that everybody is safe and well. And with all of that covered, I do want to just get right in to talking about Love is Blind. Now, it's been a while for you and I. We have not talked about Love is Blind for quite a while. And I want to kind of talk about that because I feel like TV and entertainment is so wild, right? Like Netflix gave us this like new release format of like a bunch of shows and then a week off and a bunch of shows. Like we didn't have to wait every week, but it wasn't a immediate release. It was kind of like a mix of like traditional TV and like Netflix or whatever. But so we had all of these shows coming, and then immediately, and I'm talking about immediately, as soon as that show, like as soon as they dropped that reunion show, it was like everything was everywhere. Before that, everything was everywhere. There were so many, like we were inundated with press from Entertainment Television. The people, people on the show, I wanted to call them contestants, but I don't know if contestants is the right word, started like putting on their own social media. It was just a storm of information. And I kind of almost got like, I don't care anymore. Like there's almost too much. And it's weird because I was definitely an advocate going like, give me all the behind the scenes. Give me the footage. I'll decide what I want to see. And I still kind of feel like that because there was a certain element of like digging and discovering. But then all of a sudden, it was just inundated. Like we were just overwhelmed in a sea of Love is Blind. And I almost was like, this is too much. It's too much, right? So I wanted to kind of like, there's a couple of things I visited and I never really talked about, but I'm going to. And then, oh gosh, guys. So then my hair is like a mess, but whatever, we'll just go with it. Then today, Grace Report put out a video talking about Carlton, and I was like, oh, hell no, we got to talk about this. And I'll go ahead and put out all the other things that I've thought about Love is Blind over the couple of last weeks, and we can move on because there's some new things coming up. I still need to wrap up Back with the Ex, but that kind of doesn't feel as pressing since it's kind of old. But I did watch some of it. It was something that I was kind of working on right when all of this started, everything that's going on, which is funny because there's a meme that's going around and it says people from the South don't say COVID or coronavirus. They refer to it as everything that's going on. And it's true. It's true. People from the South. I'm from the dirty South of Louisiana. And that's what we call it. Everything that's going, everything that's going on, girl. How's your mom and them with everything that's going on? It's a pandemic. It's a world-changing virus. Everything that's going on, everything that's going on. Anyway, So, okay. One of the major things that let's just talk about Lauren and Cameron, because that's probably the majorest thing. So Lauren and Cameron have a YouTube channel. They are active on social media, everything else. I followed the YouTube channel, though I will admit that I only watched a couple of their videos a little bit. So they have like a video where they're kind of like poking fun at quarantining together, or being quarantined together, or being locked down together. And after like the first 30 seconds, I was like, okay, that's cute. I'm kind of over it. Like, they start off having so much fun and then kind of driving each other crazy or whatever. And there were tons of interviews and tons of like exposure. And let me just say this. I think that they are intelligent. I love them as a couple, but I'm kind of over it. Lauren is like, she was a content creator before. She definitely knows how to do social media. She has a great presence. She's beautiful, so it makes it easier. He's not bad looking, so they're a good looking couple, and she knows how to work social media. So she is definitely working social media for all that it's worth, and I think that's fantastic. I'm really happy that it's working out that way for them. But I personally am like, cool, let them move on. It's like now they're real people and not like contestants on a reality show. And I just feel like, yeah, I'm glad that it worked out for these real people. I want these real people to be happy, but I'm also kind of ready to let them go be their own real people selves, right? So every once in a while, like I'll like when I'm going through my social media, if they have like a story on there, I might see a couple of frames and then kind of move on. I just think they're fantastic. I think they're a real couple. I think they're a wonderful couple. I love them together, but I'm kind of like, cool, on to the next. So then the next thing was, you guys, we're going to talk about Carlton. Just an FYI, it's coming. But the next thing was like Damian and Giannina. I felt like, okay, I don't get this. I don't think I have to get it. They have to get it, right? I think she is now. It's weird. I still get comments like on all of my old videos. Obviously, people who are just watching the show and finding my videos, that's great. But okay. One of the things that I talked about was how I felt like he kind of poked at her, which was not to say that. I think I said she is, more boisterous and more loud and more external, and he is a quieter, calm, but he's kind of just as, like, she said truly toxic things and awful things to him, but he was right there poking and picking and needling. And I still kind of believe that, and I don't really understand it. She is definitely very in love with him from the things that I've seen since then. She is definitely very into him, and I think that in that relationship, she feels like she is lucky to have him. And I just don't. Like, no amount. I don't know if you can hear that. My cat is playing with a toy. I'm sorry if you can hear it, but no amount of looking at their Instagrams, no amount of interviews, none of it makes it make sense to me. The entire time, if you've ever had a friend who's dating a complete douchebag and she just thinks the world of him and like has stars in her eyes, and you're like, wake up! You're a catch. You're amazing. Maybe you can be a bitch in the mornings, and maybe you're not the funnest person to be around all the time, but you're still way better than him, right? Like that friend. I feel like that in my heart whenever I see anything with them together. And especially as I see her through some interviews trying to articulate better, to be calmer. She's really trying to like grow into the person he's wanting her to be, and I think that those are skills that will like serve her throughout her life, but I just don't think that he's the person who deserves those. As she becomes an even better version of herself, I just think she deserves so much more, right? There was a lot of controversy and conversation around the fact that Jessica and Kelly were friends. I don't really know why that matters. I mean, I don't know. I kind of don't remember too much of them kind of interacting. I think that they were fine. If we didn't, they probably act like friends in the house. If we didn't see them be buddy-buddy, that's because of Netflix, not because of them. that doesn't matter to me. I mean, they're picking people from one area so that, you know, the couples have actually a chance of working out. So I think that you're going to maybe wind up with friends in the same circle. No biggie. I do think that Kenny was the sleeper douchebag, coming to find out that he knew that they weren't going to be together and he ghosted Kelly. And she thought that they were going to keep dating. Mind blown. Like, mind blown, right? I cannot believe it. But it happened. And it kind of like reframed like her crying at the end of the reunion and everything else. But gosh, you know, we knew Kenny was sneaky. You know, he implied that they slept together and all this other stuff. I mean, I don't know. I read him wrong. I thought Dennis the Menace was a nice little cute little kid, but he was kind of a low-key, like where Damien was just an asshole to your face. Kenny was low-key. You gotta watch those white boys, those white boys with those, blue eyes. You gotta be careful. They look all innocent. But do they really? Like, can we be honest? Anyway, so up next, I'm just trying to kind of get through. Oh, okay. So this was another one where Jessica said that she tried to leave. I kind of touched on this once before, and we are about to get to Carlton. I'm saving the best for last. The best at being the worst. Anyway, so Jessica implied that she was trying to leave. That when they were, I think, in Mexico, she was like, I knew this wasn't going to work out, and she wanted to leave. And I call bullshit. Now, I'm not saying she didn't throw a fit at some point and be like, get me out of here. Get me out of here. I don't want to be here. If I can't be with Burnett, I don't want to do it at all. I'm not saying that. Or what she does like this. If I can't be with Burnett. No, okay, I'm not saying that she didn't throw some kind of Jessica fit. What I am saying is that she was not being held against her will. That's a lie. Like, you cannot convince me that Netflix had her enslaved and would not let her leave, right? Now, she might have had to pay for her own ticket. There might have been consequences for breaking her contract. I'm not saying that they didn't have an inconvenient contract in place. I'm saying bullshit. If she wanted to leave, she could have. And in the end, she chose to stay, work it out, and sleep with him. So come on now. I just can't. I can't with that, and I won't. I will not. The next thing is the Carlton thing, the thing that really got me to sit down and make this video, which is another thing that I cannot and I will not. I will not. I was thinking like maybe I would, but I won't. So there's going to be a season 2. I don't know. None of us know because of how this virus is changing everything. Shows are getting canceled. Recording can't happen. Live finales aren't happening. Like I watch Ink Master and they were like, yo, like this week was the second to last week and there's supposed to be a final next week. And they're like, due to the coronavirus, we can't finish. So all of these people were given cash prizes and you can see the work that they would have turned in online. Wow. All right. So, okay then. But, so I don't know how season 2 of Netflix's Love is Blind is going to play out, but that is supposed to happen and be recording in Chicago. So, Grace Report put out a video saying that Carlton did an interview with TMZ, I believe, TMZ Online maybe, and he mentioned that he was open to being a contestant on season 2 of Love is Blind, which doesn't really make a lot of sense because I don't think he's gonna like relocate just to lie to another girl. Anyway, but then he also apparently talked about a dating show where men and women would vie for his love and affection. And I am like what? I can't. What? Wait. So here's an issue that I have, and I don't know how real this is. First of all, I absolutely love and adore any kind of queer dating show. If you have not checked out Are You the One, which is a fantastic show of fuckery, but it's a good show. you should check it out. It's an MTV show. Bunch of people trying to figure out which one is their match. And while they're all intermingling and dating in this incestuous pool and fighting, they're trying to win $1 million, right? Okay, well, there was a season, this last season was Are You the One Queer? And it was like a bunch of bisexual people. And it was amazing, okay? Because gay people are fucking magic. We are fucking magic. And I will take it and own it. Because, and it's okay if you don't agree. And I feel bad for you if you don't agree, because that means you haven't ever really known one. Because fucking magic, okay? So that season was amazing, okay? There were some fights, but there was so much love and acceptance and growth and it was just amazing, right? So it reminded me a little bit of a show called A Shot of Love with Tila Tequila. Now, if nobody knows what that was Tila Tequila was like a personality, I think, on MTV. I don't know where she originated, but I remember her from MTV. And she had a dating show, which was A Shot of Love, and she was bisexual, so men and women were both vying for her attention. And it was a perfectly fine show. It was a lot of fun. It was the first time really anything like that had happened. It gave us this chick, God, what was her name? Oh, I think her name was Danny. She had a clothing line called Fembutch, and she was adorable. Like, hello, adorable. I don't know, you might not know this, but I am totally into butch girls, like, especially butch girls, like fembutches. Oh. Anyway, so that was a really good show. It was fun. I mean, it was disgusting and horrible because it was an MTV version, and Tila Tequila can be kind of a mess, and there were no good choices being made, but it was a fun show. And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Let's do something like that. Let's do Love is Blind Bisexuals. Cool, let's do it. But I do not want to see Carlton. I don't want to sit down and support a show where he gets to mentally and verbally abuse Diamond, to act like a complete dick, to act like a victim, to verbally go after both his community, his queer community, and his black community, to just continually spout hate and disgusting things, and then he gets rewarded with a show. And here's my other thing. No fucking way. I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it. I'm here saying it in full color on YouTube. No fucking way. You can find 12, 20, however many people who actually want to compete to be with Carlton. No fucking way. That dude is garbage. And he's definitely one of those guys who might not be unattractive, but then once you get to see him in action, you're like, you're disgusting. Your personality is so disgusting. I cannot. No way. If that show even happens, it'll be 20-something people just wanting to be on TV. It will not be an actual search for love because nobody's looking for Carlton. But what might be fun is if they fell in love with each other. Because if you were doing bisexual, there's all kinds of combinations that could happen. Now that's kind of interesting. I would watch a dating show where Carlton is supposed to be like the Bachelor and everybody else winds up happy and coupled up and he is still single. I would watch that. Can we make that happen? Okay. I'm feeling better. Now that I've rewritten the script in my head, I feel better. All right, guys, that's all I have to say about Love is Blind. Until next season, I mean, maybe other stuff will come up and I will make another one of these, but I think that something else is about to happen and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm gonna watch Tiger King. I don't know if I can get through it, but I'm gonna watch it, and I think I'm gonna watch it with my wife. She may or may not commentate. I don't know. She's pretty funny, but she doesn't really like to talk to the camera too much, so we'll see. But I do want to say this. Subscribe. Hang around, because I do think other shows are coming. There's one that looks like it's going to be a hot mess coming up very soon, so I'm kind of excited in, like, you know, that way. So, yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you want to be on this crazy train with me. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when this happens. Like this video, it helps with visibility and sharing. And then also give me a comment. I want to know. That's my favorite. Absolutely. I say it every time. Comments are like, oh, you know me. If you've left a comment, I've talked back to you. We've conversated because I love getting to know you guys. I love connecting with you guys. I like hearing your opinions on these things, and I look forward to the next one.